My name's Kerry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This morning I'm travelling on the train that leaves Sydney Central at 5:15 a.m. in the morning and travels up to Newcastle. Now this is a regular Opal service, so there's no need for bookings. Just tap on and get on the train and enjoy the trip. Now, of course, if you've got a senior's Opal card, which is a gold Opal card, you can do this whole trip for just $2.50. Now, once I get to Newcastle Interchange, I'm going to leave the train and go and have a cup of coffee and a croissant, and then I'm going to come back and catch a train from Newcastle Interchange through to Dungog, also using my gold Opal card. Now, the whole trip from Central Station right through to Dungog will only cost me $2.50. And then at Dungog, I'm going to catch the XBT, which I'm booked on, from Dungog through to Nambucca Heads. And that's only going to cost me $2.50. And for that, I've used my senior's card. So anyway, stay around and enjoy the trip.
Followed by Hamilton. For your safety, please. We'll be arriving Hamilton, changing at Hamilton for your underline services, followed by Newcastle Interchange. Please find a cab when you're getting the train.
Dribble at the ball, just decided to.
Thanks, mate. Well, here we are at Newcastle Interchange. Now, the next train we want is Dungog, and that leaves in just 28 minutes from platform 1. Here's the tram, which will take you into Newcastle along Hunter Street. There's the new Newcastle bus station. And I'm going in here to the morning market. It's freezing. Whoa. Get a cup of coffee and an almond croissant. That's a bit warmer. Now here at the Morning Market Cafe, we've got an excellent view of the new bus station here at the Newcastle Interchange. Now, before this was built, you had to walk up onto Hunter Street, and if it was raining, there wasn't even a bus shelter there. But anyway, this makes it a lot easier. Also, there's a view of the Newcastle Interchange station, and you can see platform 1 there, and we'll sit here having our coffee, and when the train comes in, we'll head on over. It's a freezing cold morning, and it's even cold inside this cafe. Oh well. Feels better. There's our train, sitting on platform 1, waiting for me. Oh, it'd be great to get out of this wind. It is absolutely freezing. Recently, one of our politicians in Australia said that Australia couldn't build trains. And she ordered a new fleet of trains from South Korea. But this one was built locally in Broadmeadow, just up the road from here. I can't see anything wrong with it. It's air conditioned. Cool in the summer, warm in the winter, comfortable seats. Can't complain about this. There's a toilet up there.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Dungog, here we come. Another coal train. Coal trains and more coal trains. After Talara, the guard comes through the train and checks where everyone's going, because there's lots of small stations between Talara or Maitland and Dungog. It's generally, every time I've been on this train, there's generally only about, sometimes I have the whole train to myself. Well, we're now getting into Dungog. Okay, here we are at Dungog. The train terminates here. We get out and wait for the XPT to come along and take us to Nambucca Heads. Okay, this is the end of the Opal zone, so better not forget to tap off. Now I've booked a seat on the XPT, which should arrive here in about 50 minutes. Now, the ticket I bought is called a Country Pensioner Excursion ticket, and it costs $2.50. And that $2.50 is going to take me from here at Dungog up to Nambucca Heads where I'm going, or I could go actually right through to Tweed Heads for $2.50. And there's plenty of other places in between, like Coffs Harbour and Byron Bay, Ballina, Yamba, lots of places where I could go for $2.50. The thing is, it's called a Country Pension Excursion ticket, but anybody can buy the ticket if you've got a seniors card. So they really should call it a Country Seniors Excursion ticket. Now, when you book it, if you book online, just be careful that you book 7 days or less before your departure date. If you're going to call, if you want to call TrainLink and book by over the phone, just making sure you tell them that you want to travel from Dungog to where you're going on the North Coast, and you want the Country Pension Excursion ticket. Just make sure they charge you $2.50, because if you get the wrong ticket, well, you'll probably be up for $60, $70 if you go to Tweed Heads or wherever you go. Now you're probably thinking, gee, a lot of mucking around, you know. Like I can go from Central to Nambucca Heads for $44. Oh no, $46, $48, whatever it is. I'm not sure of the actual price. That's the price. That's the concession fare price. So why am I doing it this way, by coming up to Newcastle, changing trains and mucking around and all that sort of thing? Well, the fact is that if I travel from Sydney, I'm going to be sitting in the same seat for 8 hours. Now, 8 hours is a long time to be sitting in the same seat. And the other problem is that once you get on the train, you can't really get off. Like, they don't stop once on the XPT. You get on, and it's like being in a time capsule for 8 hours. You got to stay in the same seat. And the other thing, you got to book a seat. You're assigned a seat. So if you're not in a position or it's too noisy, you can't change seats. You're sort of locked into the same position for 8 hours. Okay, you can get up and you can walk down to the buffet and get a cup of coffee. But still, when you come back to you're in that same old seat. At least we're catching these different trains. The train from Central up to Newcastle, then the Newcastle to Dungog. Those trains, well, they're just about empty. You get the seats you want, and plus you can get up, you can get off, and you can walk around. Now, if you travel on a Country Pension Excursion ticket all the way from Dungog right up to Tweed Heads, when you get to Tweed Heads, starting in, I think 5th of August, around there, you'll be able to catch a bus from Tweed Heads through to Varsity Lakes, and at Varsity Lakes you can get a train into Brisbane for 50 cents. Now right now it'll cost you $6. So the trip from Sydney to Brisbane, you can do it for a bit over $11. Anyway, but the 50-cent fare from Tweed Heads, that'll make the trip from Sydney to Brisbane. That'll bring it to $5.50 for a senior. Oh, finally here. Well, I finally made it back to Nambucca Heads, back to home. I live here, and it's good to get back home again. Now I'm down at the V wall, and just behind me is a fine piece of art which has just been installed here at Nambucca Heads, probably about 6 months ago. You know, like if you go a bit further up the coast to Coffs Harbour, well, they got the big banana, and if you go further than that to Ballina, well, of course they've got the big prawn. Anyway, so I can imagine that Nambucca Heads didn't want to be outdone, and we've got the big pelican. Well, maybe he's not really big enough, but anyway, it's a fine piece of artwork, and it's really nice to see. So don't miss it next time you come through Nambucca Heads. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next video. Now, all the information is in the description below, and that's information, links to the timetables from Sydney up to Newcastle, and Newcastle to Dungog, and of course from Dungog to Nambucca Heads and right through to Brisbane actually. Now the other thing, of course, is there's a link to get yourself a seniors card and a seniors Gold Opal card. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.